Okay, hi there. I'm Coach Weng, and today I will discuss to you the how to be a complete basketball player. In my own humble way, I will explain it to you point by point how to be that kind of player. Okay, so first things first, let me give you a rundown or a PowerPoint presentation on how to be an effective, complete basketball player. Okay? Okay. The title of my presentation is Planting for Success. Okay, why planting for success? Planting for success, I adapted the favorite drills of players, whether it be in the grassroots or small basketeers or junior college, high school, or elite level. This is one of the drills that they love. Okay, so what's that? The suicide run or the shuttle run or the planting rice, famously known as the planting rice. So planting for success. So we have here four planting points that you must have in order to be a complete basketball player. Okay, so if you can see the illustration right here, okay, this is a whole basketball court, and this is the suicide run points. Okay, so if you see the action word, that's the first suicide run point, going to the wing, and then you will go back, run back, and then sprint back up again to the midcourt line, and then go back, and then sprint again to the opposite wing or the high post, and then go back, and then sprint again to the full court, and then go back. So this is the four talking points that we will discuss right now. Okay. So first will be the action. What do you mean by action? Actions are movements, whether it's locomotor or static movements. As long as it makes you move, those are the actions. So this is the foundation of being a basketball player is. So it involves the the conditioning, the stamina, the agility drills, or the endurance training, um, and then the basic skills in basketball, the dribbling, the passing, and the shooting. Okay, so it all falls down with the first planting point. That is the action. So you must have those. Meaning, you must establish that first, those actions or those movements. You must master it first. Okay? Knowing those drills or knowing those movements is not the end of it. You need to understand the why, the how, the what, the when, and the where to do it. The why the why? Why do you dribble? Why do you pass? Why do you take that shot? So everything in basketball should be with a purpose. So purposive dribbling, purposive passing, purposive taking a shot. So those are the key talking points in the action bullet point. Okay? So why do you dribble? To advance the ball, to navigate through traffic, to extricate from a defender. So those are the reasons why you dribble. Why do you pass? To advance the ball faster than dribbling it, to to hit an open man for an opportunity for a score. So those are the reasons why you need to understand why you need to pass. And why do you take that shot? Because you're open, because the sets requires you to do so, whether it's in the one or two pass or the three pass sets. Take it if the opportunity presents itself. So those are the purposes of those three basic skills. Okay? So you need to master it first before you can navigate to the second bullet point. If it happens that you didn't master the action or the movement or the basic skills, If you jump right away to the crap or the skills, it will be half baked. Your movements will be half baked. Okay? So why it is half baked? Because in the crap bullet point, in the crap planting point, it involves the skills in basketball, the tactics in basketball. What are those? The crossover, the in and outs, the hesitation moves, the jab steps, okay, the hop jumper, the the jump stop, the 1-2 jump shot. Those are the crap in basketball. Those are the advanced tactics in basketball. So you need to master first the foundation before you can master the craft. Okay, so that is important for you players. You you must not jump from point to point without mastering first the foundation, and the second the craft. Okay, so those are the things you need to understand. Um, Basketball is not a simple game. If it is, geez, everybody can do it. Everybody could become an MVP. Everybody can have the rings, can have the championship that they want. It's not simple. You need to study it first. You need to be a student of the game. Okay? So again, action first, master it, the basic skills. That's the foundation, the movement. And then second, you master the craft, the different kinds of attacking the basket, beating your defender, or defending a key player. Those are included in the craft. Okay, so let me show you first the first two, action. Okay, so action. I gave out an example here. It's John Stockton. John Stockton is one of the deadliest point guard who ever played in the NBA. He is so deceiving. His body frame is deceiving. But if you ask any legends out there who played against him, who played with him, they will all tell you that John Stockton is one of the baddest point guards in the NBA who ever played the basketball, who ever played the game. Okay, his flip pass is finesse, his pinpoint, his touch passes are pinpoint. His mind in the game is running 300 miles an hour. That's how intelligent he is in the court. And the most surprising of it all, if you ask those legends, John Stockton is one of the best defender in his position who ever played in the NBA. That's John Stockton for you. And his movement, his actions, his foundations is so firmly laid out. That's why he got those craft to show for it. He got those reactions to show for it. Okay, so that's John Stockton. Second, for the craft, I put here the picture of Allen Iverson. In this instance, in this play, Michael Jordan, we all know, is one of the defender basketball. He's the one of the finest matchup defender or man-to-man defender who ever played in the NBA. But Iverson crossed him in this play. Why? Because Iverson has that trap. Okay? What do you mean by crap? Say, for example, he did a crossover here. Okay, doing crossover is not just putting in the basketball swiftly from one hand to the other. No, there are science to it. There are intricacies to it. What you have to sell to sell your move. Okay, you have to use your eyes. You have to weaponize your eyes. You have to weaponize your shoulder. You have to weaponize your legs. You have to weaponize your hips. You have to weaponize your heads. When we say weaponize, it means those eyes, head, shoulder, hip will be your tool to beat that defender. So what am I saying? Say, for example, this. Okay, if you do a crossover, you must sell it first. Sell it with your eyes. Okay, look, look, look to the point wherein you want to manipulate the defender to believe that you are going in that direction. So you have to manipulate the defender first before doing that secondary action. Okay? So sell it with your eyes, sell it with your punch, sell it with your punch, and then boom, counter it. That's how you do the crossover. Okay, you stay low, sell it with the punch, sell it with your eyes, then counter. That's scrap. Okay, in the hesitation move, um, going full speed and then pausing or slowing down, you will freeze the defender. The defenders are always mirroring the movement of the offensive player or the player they are guarding. So if you go full speed, they will go full speed. If you will pause or you will slow down, they will also slow down. That's when you attack. That's when you do the hesitation. So you go full speed and then you pause or you hesitate, they will freeze. They will be clueless. And then you can do whatever you need to do, just basing on the reads of the legs of the defender, of the eyes of the defender, or the rhythm or the body or the pace up of the defender. So that's how you do it. Okay, you make some reads, you make some reactions to it. Okay, so these are what we call the craft or the skills in basketball. So master the action first, and then master the craft. When you master these two, auto reactions will follow suit. What do we mean by auto reactions? Automatic reactions. I know most of you will say basketball is a game of reads. Yes, that is true. Basketball is a game of reads. But reads sometimes may not happen at all. Basketball is a game of unpredictability. So when we say unpredictability, it means that whatever your reads are is not cast in stone. So you must have an automatic reaction for every approach, for every defense they will put up against you. So you have to have an array of finishes around the basket in order for you to navigate through those reactions from the defenders. Okay, there are scouting reports, correct? And scouting reports most of the times are correct, but sometimes they are not. So let's say, for example, you drive, you blow by your defender. So according to the scouting report, there are no tagman, there are no weak side defender that will gonna approach you in this gap. So you're gonna go straight. But apparently, the weak side defender read differently. Okay? Read differently versus the scouting report your scouting coach have given you. He approached you. What will you do? You'll be surprised and then you will just pull back? No. You just have to have an array of finishes around the basket to be an automatic player. You have to have an automatic reactions for everything, for every unpredictability those defenders will give you. That's the key in these automatic reactions. I put Ginobili here. I put Ginobili here because I know that Ginobili Ginobili is one of the best finishers in basketball. He got one of the best Euro finishes in basketball. His Euro steps is exceptional. Okay? He has that instinct. He doesn't read. He just got that instinct. Okay? You approach him and then boom, he Euro to the left. Boom, he Euro to the right. Automatic. Just be automatic. You just need to have an array of finishes to get you through those secondary defenders or unpredictabilities in the defense. Okay? So, first, the actions. Second, the craft or the skills. And the third, the auto reactions or the automatic reactions. Third, the mind and heart. When we say mind and heart, it falls under the psychology of things. When we say psychology, in sports, the three Qs in psychology is what I'm trying to say. Okay, the three Qs are the IQ, the AQ, and the EQ. What are those? IQ, intelligence quotient, EQ, emotional quotient, AQ, adversity quotient. Yes, in basketball, you should have a great IQ, a very high IQ, in order to become successful. But I say no, that's not enough. IQ is not enough. Reading a play is not enough. Understanding a play is not enough. Okay, knowing the play before it unfolds is not enough. Why? Because basketball is a game of unpredictabilities. Okay, you have to know how to rectify, how to remedy those problems if they come about. Whatever your reads are. Okay? Even if you're intelligent enough to surmise whatever movement or whatever the defense or whatever the opponent is doing 2 or 3 plays ahead, it might not happen. Might not happen. Knowing that is different in remedying it or having a ready action for it. Okay? That's why EQ will come into play. So EQ, emotional quotient, it means that um, um, emotional quotient means ability to cope with certain problems. It doesn't say ability to solve certain problems. No, ability to cope with certain problems inside the court. Okay, you have the IQ for it. You know that they will relocate this over this, and they will have a gap in this area. But what if what if the defender choose another route? So what do you do? Okay, you will sulk. No, 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 no. That's not what I read. No, no. You have to have an emotional quotient for it. Okay, you have to have the heart for it to navigate to those unpredictabilities again. Okay, say for example, emotional quotient. Um, say for example, there is a horn set. Horn set. Okay, so in the horn set, there are two bigs giving you a screen. Correct, and then you use that screen, and then you go blow by, and then there is an approaching defender here. Okay, there is an open man here. Open man meaning your teammate is open in the deep corner. Okay? So logical play is you will pass it to him. That's the right play. That's the right thing to do. Every coaches that knows itself knows that that is the right play. But sometimes players that is emotionally stable will not pass to that guy. Why? They have the heart to take that shot. And they also read that maybe, perhaps, that teammate of yours can't hit that buzzer beating shot. He is not emotionally stable to take that shot. Yes, in practice, he is 90%, his percentage is 90% in the deep corner, but practices is different in real thing. What more in the dying seconds of the game, in the crucial situation of the game? In crucial situation of the game, top players take charge. That's the meaning of the emotional quotient. That's why you see Larry Bird, even if um, three players are defending him, he's still taking that shot, that last second shot, even if Danny Ainge is open in the corner. Why? He has the guts to do it. He has the heart to do it. He knows he can take that shot, and he knows that Danny Ainge might not hit that shot. But I know Danny Ainge is tough. Okay, so I'm just explaining to you. I'm just illustrating to you the fundamentals of the quotient of the emotion of being an emotional stable player. Okay, so that's the mindset of a very emotionally stable player. In spite of everything, in spite of the defense, he will still take that shot, and he believes he will knock it. That's why Casey Jones didn't get mad to Bird if Bird is taking those kind of shots. Why? Because his coach knows that Bird is emotionally stable to take that shot. So players, aside from having a good IQ, a high IQ, you must have an emotional quotient to complement those IQ of yours. Okay? And then third, the adversity quotient. What's adversity quotient? It means that you will take the challenge head on nonetheless. You know that, say for example, your team is up against a very um, a super team. Let's say a super team with four superstars, five future Hall of Famers. So what? So what? Bring it on. That should be your attitude. Trust your teammates, trust your team, trust your teammates, trust your team, and then go ahead. Meet them in battle nonetheless. That's adversity quotient. You have the IQ, you have the EQ, but you don't have the heart to take the challenge head on. Those EQ of yours, those IQ of yours will 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 not be in use in that basketball game, in that championship. You must have that adversity quotient to complement those two cues of yours. Okay? So that's the meaning of adversity quotient. You take the challenge head on. Meet meet that super team nonetheless. You see what happened into 2011. Those Mavs team, those Dirk Nowitzki led team, beat the defending champion Lakers. They swept the Lakers. They beat the Jazz. They beat the Heatles. Why? They took the challenge head on, regardless of whoever they are facing. So that should be your attitude. That should be one of the ingredient to be a successful basketball player. Okay? IQ is not enough. EQ is not enough. You should have the adversity quotient to complement those IQ and EQ that you have. IQ is inborn. Yes, you can develop it, but only few players have a very high IQ in basketball game. For EQ and AQ, those things can be developed. That's the good thing about EQ and AQ. It can be developed. How it can be developed? When you practice, see to it that you have an opponent with you. Okay, 5 versus 0 is fine. 2 versus 0 is fine. 1 versus 0 drill is fine. 3 versus 0 drill is fine. That's all right. It's all right. Um, Playing against nobody in a practice, it's just all right. But if you want to have a reactions for every possible scenario in the unpredictability of the basketball game, you need to have an opponent to you need to have an opponent with you in practices. That is where you will develop those EQ and AQ to complement those IQ. Okay? So see to it that if you are practicing alone, fine. But see to it that you will have a practice with somebody else. Make him your defender or defend him. You'll be the defender. Practice your defense. Okay, you will develop instincts. You will develop nuances. You will develop reactions when you have an opponent. Okay, so that's the difference between those practices. Okay, so again, actions, movements, basic skills, dribbling, passing, shooting, conditioning drills, okay, weights, okay, and then craft. This pertains to advanced skills, okay, and then auto reactions means automatic reactions. Okay, game is a basketball of automatics. It's not a game of reads per se, but basketball is a game of automatics. You must be automatic when you step on the floor, okay, to counter those unpredictabilities in the sport, okay, and then mind and the heart. Okay? If you have those, if you master those four, you will be successful regardless of how they will treat you, or the opponent will treat you in a basketball game. Okay? Jordan became successful after two heartbreaking defeats in the playoffs versus the Bad Boys Pistons. Bad Boys Pistons developed or devised, invented the most brutal, punishing defensive scheme ever invented in the NBA. That is the Jordan rules. Whenever Jordan drives, knock him on the floor. Okay? Whenever Jordan drives, bump him, nudge him, okay, punch him. That's the Jordan rules. And Jordan didn't sulk. Okay? Jordan didn't ask for additional players. No. No, he didn't. He just pour his heart out in training camp together with his teammates. That's how you measure greatness. That's how you will become successful. Okay? So these are the key points of these talking points. Take the challenge head on. Meet them in battle nonetheless, regardless of how great they are, of how great your opponent are. Okay? So having these four planting points will make you a complete basketball player. Hope this brief presentation will help you in developing you as a player, as a basketball player. Okay?